Billy Beane is entering the game now, making his big league debut after having his contract purchased. It's always fun to watch guys make their debut, so let's see how he does here. Good luck, kid.
Yo, what's going down, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, aka the King of Boston. We're back with episode 7 of the Billy Beane Road to the Show, and we are in the big leagues. Yes, sir, that is right. And here's our first major league at bat, and we're going to get a base hit there. Now, you saw my MLB debut. We only acted as a pinch runner and did not actually get to play, but there we're getting our first hit in our first at bat. And before we go any further,
and now there's no happier person in the ballpark. Billy Beane has just recorded his first hit as a big leaguer, and as you'd expect would happen, there's the ball being sent into the dugout. Someone will tuck it away for him to put in his trophy case.
And you know, Matt, nothing can quite prepare you for this kind of moment. Of course, as a player, you always expect to do well, and in your head, you've got a certain idea of what it's going to feel like, but there's quite a difference between imagining how it's going to feel and then actually getting that first hit.
so there are some cool new presentation aspects and stuff and elements. When you do get your first hit, they kind of get the ball, they go put it in the dugout and give it to, I guess they give it to the ball player. I mean, I don't really know how that stuff works, but yeah, I imagine they'd give it to the ball player. I suppose they wouldn't give it to the Hall of Fame, although, you know, we are going to be a Hall of Fame. You know how it is. But anyway, so sorry, that intro is a little bit rushed. We had us getting our first, taste of the big leagues as a pinch runner, and we actually, we didn't actually get in that bat there. We didn't even do anything because I don't actually do the base running. So that happened a few times. Actually, I was used as a pinch runner, and I actually didn't get to play anything because I don't do the base running. So, and we're going to be finishing out year 1 in this episode in the big leagues. We're going to get into the playoffs. This is only going to be 5 minutes of gameplay or so, and then the last 5 minutes are kind of some off-season stuff that I'll talk about. But you can see we really weren't getting too many playing opportunities. We're coming off the bench, and we were the 4th outfielder for this team, and especially when we got into September, when the entire 40-man roster got called up, we just didn't have too many opportunities to play. And this Giants team is out of contention, so I don't really know why they didn't play us more. I think that we could have found a spot somewhere in the lineup on a more consistent basis. This team was about 13 or so games out of first place and like 10 games out of the wild card, so we really weren't in it at this point. But we did get occasional, plate appearances and occasional spot starts. But here, we are officially becoming a Major League Baseball player. You know how they always say in the NBA you're not an official NBA player until you get your first technical, until you get your first injection. Well, there you go. I'm officially a Major League Baseball player. I got intentionally walked. I don't know why they didn't just pitch to me. I'm like a rookie. I'm like 1 for 6 so far. I don't know why they didn't just pitch to me. But anyway, these highlights are pretty sporadic, kind of spread around from different games. Here we're playing the D-backs. I'm going to get a base hit back up the middle, and we're going to get on with the single. So I was really just trying to hit for contact when I did get called up. I switched my number to 43 because Mark Melanson at number 35. Mark Melanson was actually traded along with us in the Javier Lopez deal that sent us to San Francisco. But here we're getting this one into the gap. The bases were loaded. I believe this is our first bases loaded opportunity, and we're going to make the most of it. We're going to end up with a 3 RBI double. We're trying to get it to 3, and we are going to get in there with the triple. So 3 RBI triple for Billy Beane. Really our first big hit of our career. Now we're down by 3. Runner on first, 1-2 the count. We're going to take this one into left field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. So Billy Beane really starting to, do work here at the big league level. We had a decent start. There's a 2-hit game. We ended up 2 for 4. That was one of our only multi-hit games, but we had a decent start. We were hitting around 250 to 280. It was fine. That's really what I expected out of a rookie. Here we're going to end up facing Clayton Kershaw. We're actually going to deep fly ball off of Kershaw. That one's going to get into the gap for a double. That's pretty good to be able to get a hit off of Clayton Kershaw. Probably one of the best, if not the best. I mean, I don't think he's the best pitcher in Major League Baseball personally, but he's certainly up there. He's only like 23 years old, and he's really young too. It's scary to think. Here's a cool clip. This is just me doing some fielding, but this was cool. This is a Sunday night baseball game between the Giants and Dodgers, and I really thought this was cool. They were wearing the Brooklyn Dodgers jerseys. We were wearing the New York Giants jerseys. Now, we're actually going to end up, I believe, just like popping out here, or grounding out. I'm not really too sure what happens, but I know we don't actually get a hit. I think, yeah, that was off Chris Capuano, I believe, and we ended up grounding out to third base. But I just thought that was so cool. MLB 13, the show, did include a lot of new throwback uniforms in this year's game. And the fact, I thought it was so cool we were using the jerseys from when both teams played in New York. I mean, Brooklyn, is basically a part of New York, quite frankly. I mean, it's not actually, but, you guys know what I mean. I mean, it's in similar locations. I don't want people from Brooklyn hate on me for saying that, but, they're pretty much right next to each other. It's kind of like LA and Anaheim, quite frankly. And if you guys don't know, I've been to Anaheim. Anaheim's actually really, like, not in LA. Like, it's actually, like, significant. It's like an hour away from LA, quite frankly. Probably not an hour, maybe like half an hour. Kind of depends on traffic, but And we get the double off the wall right there, the pretty good hit, and we're really starting to do well. I mean, we're 2 for 4 that game, 2 for 5, excuse me. Got a couple doubles. I was really satisfied with how we were doing. So anyway, you're gonna see that I believe this might be from the last game of the regular season against the San Diego Padres. This was the last series, I know for a fact. We're gonna hit that one into the gap. So really starting to hit the gaps right now. Kind of progressing from being a singles hitter when we get called up. This has happened each time too. Kind of be a singles hitter at first. This happened in AAA is what I meant. Then we kind of start hitting the gaps, and then we're gonna eventually start to get that home run power. So you can see, we finished the regular season 74 and 88. Not good enough to make the playoffs, obviously. And that's pretty much it. So we're gonna take a look at some awards here. I kind of go through these a little bit slow, but you can kind of look. And McCutchen won the batting title, and I think he was up there for the Silver Slugger too. So it's probably a good thing that they traded us away from the Pirates. Lance Lynn won Gold Glove. That's pretty cool. You can see a couple other guys. Kevin Franson won Gold Glove. I don't know who that is, but I thought that was cool because, I don't know. McCutchen won his second straight Gold Glove. John Jason won a Gold Glove too. That's pretty good. Hoping he has a good year for the A's this year in real life. David Wright at like 324. Look at all these Silver Sluggers, man. Really good. Yeah, McCutchen did win Silver Slugger for the center fielder or whatever for the NL. Sorry, this is like all over the place. But Miguel Cabrera won the MVP. Take a look at those numbers. 340, 55 home runs, and 141 RBI. I'm pretty sure he won the Triple Crown again. And of course he finished, or guess who finished second? Prince Fielder. So now Detroit Tigers have won the last 3 MVPs. And I think they, I don't know how they did in the playoffs, but that's pretty crazy. And man, those stats were just absolutely nuts. Hopefully, we can eventually be some sort of hitter, kind of like Miguel Cabrera. That'd be awesome. Triple Crown type of threat. But anyway, you can kind of look at our stats here for a little bit. We really didn't get too many Major League at-bats, but this is, just kind of a year 1 recap video. We're showing our stats. You can see my AAA stuff, really, and my AA stuff is what I did for a majority of the year. And I was very lucky to get called up to the bigs at the end of the year. I was very happy for the opportunity. The AAA season ends in about early September, so the fact that we got to get a few extra at-bats on the big league team in the month of September, when if we hadn't been called up, we would have just been kind of sitting on our asses getting into the offseason. But either way, you can see the leaderboards, and I thought this was so cool. Look at that. Someone made a Tragic Bronson closing pitcher. Shout out to Nova Wildcats 1. I think that's so cool. I was looking at the Friends leaderboard, and I was going through them, and I just thought it was so neat that someone made a Tragic Bronson closing pitcher, and he had the chin strap and the the little goatee. That was so cool. It was like, man, I don't know. I just feel really appreciated, within I guess the community, so to say, when people do stuff like that. So shout out to Nova Wildcats 1. If you guys have any other stuff like that, send me a PSN request or whatever, something like that. I don't know, but just let me know in the comments, and I guess I'll shout you out. I don't know. I just think it's so cool. I really want to see what you guys do when you do stuff like that. I think it's so cool, man. I was really touched by that. And anyway, we're kind of getting to the contract negotiations here. I wanted 500K, and they're going to end up giving us 491. So we're going to go down a little bit to 492, 492, 500. But of course they went back to 491. So that's pretty much going to wrap this episode. I know we did get. Actually, I'll talk about that in a sec. So you can see Vogelsong went all the way down to a 71 overall. That's really showing that the player progression is really weird this year. And how old guys go down and regress a lot quicker than they used to. But anyway, you can see depth chart there. Still kind of stuck behind Angel Pagan in center field. We might be able to get a chance in left field, though, with Jake Matthiasen only being at 69 overall. So I think you might get a chance to play some left field this year. But anyway, our contract did say that we're a AAA starter. Don't worry, guys. We're going to get a spring training invite. And I simulated spring training, and we started out on the MLB bench. So don't worry. We're not actually in AAA. This happened with Manny being Manny last year. And trust me, it's fine. It's don't worry. We're going to be in the bigs next year. So anyways, pretty much going to wrap this video. So I thank you guys for watching. Hope you did enjoy. So I'm out. Peace.